All right, guys, welcome to the live. Give me a minute here. Trying to set this up. My streaming software is not working, so we're going old school here. Bitcoin Crypto Live Trading New York. Okay. Give me a second. Give me a second, guys. Good morning, Kevin. Slack, how we doing, Tim? Steve, good morning. Appreciate you guys. Give me 2 minutes. We're just firing up this. I'm trying to get the actual YouTube description and stuff. There's been a lot of problems with streaming softwares lately. I'm not sure why. Okay, so we're good there. Now we're going to throw this up right here. Now we're waiting for a thumbnail. And then we'll be rocking and rolling. CJDV, how we doing? Steven Mansfield, how we doing, guys? Who is making money off the Bitcoin short? Continuing to push down. So make sure you guys are following the trend. The trend is your friend. I keep on saying this over and over again. Okay, so now we should be good once we get back on YouTube here. There we go. That should be good. All right. Now we're going to post this in our app right here, and then we should be rocking and rolling. Jeff, Mina, how we doing? Appreciate you for coming on the live. Guys, I literally have these lives and thumbnails ready before 9 a.m., but for some weird reason, my computer, I don't know if it's my computer or what, but all right. CJDV, there's no chat on YouTube. What are you talking about? There should be a chat on YouTube. We're live. Can you guys chat on YouTube? All right, guys. So the market is about to really crash and burn. We've got one last support. One last support on Bitcoin. I'm going to show you guys where that support is. Obviously, everybody knows we are in a bearish market. YouTube chat is disabled. Okay, give me a moment. Oh, man. There we go. The chat should be working now. Okay, the chat should be working now, guys. Sorry about that. I think we're good. Are we good? The live is working. Everything's good now. Hit that like button, guys. I had it disabled because of kids, made for kids or whatever, so they disable the chat. All right, so let's actually get into some crypto talk here after 20 minutes later. I would like to start a live at 9 a.m. sharp, but it seems like AI and technology is not working with me. Anyways, guys, so kind of going into this right here, we have a huge rising wedge, right? And we're kind of aiming for the 382 at this point. It is pretty much written in the cards. Obviously, New York is ranging a bit, but this is what we are aiming for at the current moment, which is about 56, 57K. If we look at our liquidity gaps here. Tim, how you doing, brother? Hope you're doing a bit better. So if we look at the liquidity gaps right here, guys, we entered a short last night. Obviously, we're pumping a bit. But you can see that this rounded top right here is what Bitcoin played out. So the rounded top played out perfectly. You broke out on the 5 minute or the 1 minute, whatever time frame you want to look at this is. And you can see we went sideways. Now, there's a bit of a pattern here, guys, right? When I trade, I like to look at patterns. Bitcoin always promotes patterns. Am I still in a BTC short? Yes. Absolutely. I'm holding my short probably to about 66K, maybe 57K at this point. I do see we're coming up in a bit, so we'll have to see how that plays out. But for the most part, I'm holding my short. If I get stopped out, I'll re-enter. We're in a very, very bearish market. But here you guys could see we had a rounded top and we dumped, okay? Here we could see we had a bit of a rising pattern off of a major drop right here. And now we're essentially coming down, right? So we're having rounded top after rounded top after rounded top. In a bullish market, you are going to have double bottom after rounded bottom after rounded bottom. And you're going to see that these double bottoms and rounded bottoms play out. Now you're looking at a rounded top. And you're looking at multiple rounded tops over and over and over again. Not just once. So that means we're very, very bearish. Anytime you guys see a rounded top off of a break of trend, expect a really big drop to the downside in a bearish market. Anytime we see a rounded bottom in a bullish market, expect a really, really big pump in a bullish market. So just a simple pattern here you guys can follow, all right? Now, there's a fair value gap being created here on the weekly on Bitcoin, which means that that top is about 86 right there. I would expect us to drop. Whatever we're going to do the drop, continue up to that fair value gap, and then drop further. That is what I'd be looking at, all right? Who's in a Bitcoin short right now and who is in profit? If you guys are making money with us, 444 in the comment section below. Sometimes I just question myself, guys. I don't know if everybody's making money. I get not everybody is, but again, this is a huge rounded bottom. Like in a typical market, guys, we're long this, right? All day, you can see this rounded bottom just even back testing here. That would typically be a long. And I normally would not be shorting a rounded bottom breakout on a back test of a trend. Like you back tested the trend off of this rounded bottom breakout. That is bullish, but it doesn't matter what I think. It matters that we are in a bear market and we are below the 800 SMA. All right. So even though there's rounded bottoms, even though there's breakouts, we are seeing everything go sideways all the time. Angela Marshall, how you doing? I'm new. Welcome to the fam. How much do you rely or look on heat map and time frame? I don't necessarily rely on heat map. I do look at the heat map, don't get me wrong, but I more rely on my liquidity gaps. Essentially, these liquidity gaps are heat map, just in a different way. By the way, welcome to the channel. Welcome to the fam. Thank you for trusting me. Neil, how you doing? Appreciate you. So really what I'm doing is I'm relying on these liquidity gaps right here. These liquidity gaps are a major area of support and resistance. How you typically want to use them is when you break a trend, you know you're going to tap that area over and over again, either to the upside or to the downside. I'm very aware of the heat maps, but I see right here there are a lot of buys in this area. So in the shorter term, I could see Bitcoin's going to keep bouncing up off this region right here. The reason being is because we have more buys. So this is like your heat map in a way, right? This is like your heat map in a way. We keep on bouncing off because we have more buys. There's more blues than red. Argil, how you doing? The Stouffer dude, how you doing? Appreciate you guys for being on the live. But once we break this area right here, we are going to come down to, well, at that point, 50. Well, this is saying 52K, but I'm saying 57K. Oh, so what we did is myself and my business partner, guys, we kind of put some stop loss entries, take profits. So based on an algorithm, based on AI and stuff like that, these liquidity gaps, these would be the next targets on Bitcoin in the macro. Like that's pretty crazy. I don't think Bitcoin's going to 44K anytime soon, but if we end up breaking this, we're coming down to this region. This is our next major area of liquidity. Now, for the new people on the live, Glasstopper, how we doing? Appreciate you for coming on the live. Guys, for the new people on the live, we do have a parallel channel, a macro channel. So even though I'm looking at 57K, and by the way, guys, these aren't just numbers that I'm spewing out now. We've been looking at these numbers for the last month. This market just really messes with everybody. With how possibly bullish it looked. So Here you could kind of see Bitcoin ranging, but the next real target is about 66.6 at the bottom of the parallel channel. Hit that like button, guys. I appreciate everybody for coming on the live. I got to show you guys the thumbnail today because I'm proud of it. This is like my highlight of the day, showing you guys these thumbnails because I do them before the YouTube live. Unfortunately, I don't think you're going to see a thumbnail that says big pump until we break out on the 4 hour, right? Loza, good morning. How we doing? Appreciate you for coming on the live. Now, a thing I want to look at, guys, is total 3. So total 3 looked like it was going to break out yesterday. We had a beautiful triple bottom, quadruple bottom on total 3. And I said this, guys, I said, I think altcoins are going to dump a lot and we're probably going to go sideways. And that's exactly what happened. So now we're looking at total 3 dropping all the way to 660 billion in that area right there. And then if you look at the weekly on the fib, that is just the start. Here's your double top. Here's your neckline. Here's your bottom. You got total 3 touching the 382 right now, which is around 700 billion. And we can see we're bouncing this area right here on total 3. A little bit of a bounce. All right. Then we've got the 618 right here at about 493 billion. And that would be my next area of support on total 3. And this is essentially going to be your altcoins, right? So, wow, Bitcoin's 74.2. I didn't even have a chance to look at Bitcoin in the first 5 minutes and we're rolling down. My first take profit on Bitcoin might be 66 to 57. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Remember, guys, that 4 hour has been completely overbought. The MACD just did cross on Bitcoin, which is brutal. But I would say even, you know what, even 382 billion would be a good area for total 3. And that means altcoins are going down to 0. I don't know any best way to put it. Not 0, but pretty close. XRP, guys, it's 153. So I do have a short coming up here on XRP. For those of you that want a short XRP, you're looking at it breaking right here. Essentially, you've got this liquidity gap right here. Maybe you got a liquidity gap. Maybe. Yeah. So you're breaking structure right here on the 3-day, which was 161. I could pretty much see XRP coming back down to about 51. This is crazy. I'm just spewing bear market numbers, but I got to be real with everybody. I can't try to give you guys a bullish scenario and drink the Kool-Aid when there is no bullish scenario. So I'm looking at a big drop on XRP. If you guys could figure out an entry. IXCO, the manipulation is giving you PTSD. I'm with you for sure. I am with you for sure. The manipulation in New York is brutal. So pretty much expect Bitcoin to drop, guys, all of New York. And then look at Tokyo as a new session and a range, okay? So whatever we drop to, by the end of the day, which in my opinion is going to be around 66 to 57K. Pretty much after that session is done for New York, you're going to most likely see Bitcoin range. So then there's an opportunity to get into a ranging long. Now, I don't recommend longs, but remember, New York closed yesterday. And what did we do into Tokyo? We ranged. So off of that drop before Tokyo, you could actually get into a scalp long, hold the range through Tokyo, make a bit of money, and get back in a higher area on the range for the short into New York. Okay. Angela, wish I found you a few months ago, held BTC way too long. It is what it is. You're here now, and welcome to, in my personal opinion, the top profitable YouTube channel on all of crypto. Don't take my word for it. Ask all the people on the live. Hit that like button if you haven't, guys. Let's get this live absolutely trending. Okay. I gave a couple people a tip on a Solana short yesterday. So you might be up mega on that Solana short. But Solana's about to come down to nothing, essentially. So I'm looking at the large caps right now. I almost couldn't go live, guys, because my streaming software was messing up. So I had to redo it from the beginning and just go live off my normal live and edited it. So that would have been bad. But Solana, you're looking at about $70 or lower. I get it, guys. I get it. We're very low. PTSD, you know, you think the market's going to pump, but the trend is your friend. In a bearish market, the trend is your friend. In the bullish market, the trend is your friend. If we're following if we're following AMD, you guys could see this pretty much played out perfectly. So you have Tokyo ranging, accumulation. Even here you have London ranging. You have New York distributing, not really too much manipulation. I wouldn't really call this manipulation. I would just call this distribution. Now, if we drop down to here and pump back up to here and come down, then that will be manipulation. But I would just really call this distributing because, you know, Tokyo and London ranged. They weren't really that bullish or bearish. But if we come up here, then this is going to be for sure manipulation. I need to join the most profitable YouTube channel in crypto. Okay. So if you guys are new to our channel, new to what we do and stuff like that, beastlimitless.com, go join it. Hang on the pack chat. Go post some charts. Everybody's helping each other out. Completely free. I don't need no money from you guys. Just join it. Now, this little 1 minute candle here, well, the 15-minute close already happened. We just double tapped the 786 and bounced off both times. So if you're looking at from shorter term, Yeah, you're right, right? 786 right here. If you're looking at shorter term, this would be my shorter term take profits, but keep in mind that is a shorter time frame, right? So if you're looking at the 4 hour, this is what is crazy about the market right now. We are actually overbought on the 4 hour time frame, guys, and this pump to here was overbought. This area is overbought. So somehow the 8 hour time frame and the 4 hour time frame is completely overbought. That is kind of ludicrous to me. And then your MACD is about to cross over here. So we have 16 minutes left on this 4 hour close. If this MACD crosses red, get your short button ready because that is going to print you a lot of profit. And then essentially we are into the 3-day. And there is no even sign of bullish divergence here because you are forming a lower low. Now, if you look at your weekly, well. So remember, I keep on telling you guys Bitcoin hasn't even dropped, and people think I'm just absolutely a mad scientist who are crazy. Bitcoin hasn't even dropped. And I know it sounds crazy, guys, but I'm short on XRP from 304. Should I take profit? In my personal opinion, XRP is coming down to 50 cents or lower, but in the shorter term, $1.20. So, yeah, I said Bitcoin hasn't even dropped, guys. Really, we haven't. We haven't even hit the bottom of the weekly yet. Okay, this is going to hit the bottom of the weekly. That is when you're really going to see the big drop. So this little retrace down to 74.3 is just a normal drop, believe it or not. But the real drop is still yet to come. We'll never hold spots again unless bottom the bear. Exactly, for sure. Yeah, for sure, guys. Let's look at Tether DOM here. Look at that. Tether DOM is pumping, right? Triple bottom pumping. My target is about 10% on Tether DOM. Look at these candles. So I've showed a lot of people this on the live previously, but I'm going to show you guys again, right? Line it up. Look at your monthly on Tether DOM, which is pretty much your stable coin market, right? It broke out. Now line up your monthly with Bitcoin. It broke down. So your RSI is breaking the 50. Remember, we were looking at this Batman head and shoulder here on the monthly, guys, at 127K. Someone tell me they remember me going over this on the monthly back last year. And for those of you that haven't been a part of our community for too long, you won't know what I'm talking about. But I call this the Batman, the Dark Knight, okay? Here it was, right here on the monthly time frame. The OGs might remember what I'm saying. The top in the market was written in the cards right here. I'm telling you guys, written in the cards. Now, here's the thing. Bitcoin to reset in the longer term needs to touch the bottom on the monthly. I have no clue where Bitcoin is going to be when we touch the bottom of the monthly. I don't even want to know. But this pattern right here, if you see a pattern like this on a macro time frame, it may not play out in the first month, but you're looking at a 6 to 8 month time frame. You will print profit if you short it from the top. Look at this double bottom to pick up some liquidity here. Okay, we've got 12 minutes left on this 4-hour close, guys. And I'm actually going to do a decent live with you guys because I notice after I go live, I go crazy. I can't, there's nothing I'm so bored because I can't trade normal altcoins and stuff like that or other projects. So we'll go live for a bit here. We'll make sure we're looking at everything. The only way to keep a community together in this market is to stay live. Might have to go back to selling cars. I get really bored of crypto real quick. And for those of you that don't know, when I get bored of crypto, I'm kidding. I'm not going to go back to selling cars. Although I am good at it. I'm very good at it. I'm some of the best in Canada. I'll just trade commodities and stuff like that. So we'll start talking about oil. We'll start talking about the Dow Jones. We'll start talking about silver, gold. I'm going to go upstairs to my chill spot after, and I'm going to write the vision out for Beast Limitless because right now crypto is zero. Nobody's searching up crypto on YouTube. Can you believe that, guys? We're down to 200,000 search volume out of what, 10 billion people on this planet? So again, Bitstamp, right? Pretty simple. We're targeting that 382. That 382 is around 56 to 57. I would be very, very cautious in this area on Bitcoin. I'm not saying we're going to bounce, but I have a question for you guys. Who believes we're going to come down all the way to the bottom here around 20,000 bucks? I'm just throwing it out there. Does anybody think we're going to come down to about 20,000? And no, I'm not saying Bitcoin's going to come to 20,000. I'm just curious if anybody thinks that. Because what normally happens on rising wedges, guys, we come back to the bottom. It may never happen. Great. I hope it doesn't. I hope it doesn't. But I will say this, probably 33K would be the bottom because that's the 618. Off of a retrace, off of a big pump, that would be my bottom, 33K. And I don't think we go lower than that. Although there's a VWAP area right here. If we look on the macro, just to put a couple fun numbers on the weekly, okay? This is the bottom for now, around 50K on the weekly. Okay? That is the bottom on the weekly. But if we break this, you're looking at the next range around 30K. And this is your liquidity area of major support levels. I would say we're going to range around 49 to about 58. And we're going to hold support in this level for quite a long time. And then we're going to look like we're getting bullish around this area. So there are a lot of buys down here around 55K. But it would be really fun if we did break this and come down to this level. But yeah, you're looking at about 48 wick to about 59 to 60. Come on, Bitcoin, just drop already. I can't stand this ranging pump and dump stuff. Yesterday, we just crashed and burned all the way down to here. Yeah, the 618 would be a really good target for sure, Slack. Argilla will probably bounce mid-February, if not this week. So for us to bounce on Bitcoin, I'm not looking at anything but my 4-hour. So essentially what I want to look at, if I'm even considering longing this market, which I won't, which would be to break out of this 4-hour right here. So Bitcoin would have to successfully break out, backtest, and continue up. If we don't get that breakout of that previous resistance off that previous high, you could kiss any pump or breakout goodbye. Something I haven't seen in crypto for a very long time is how bullish we've been and how much bullish divergence we have formed, and we continue to push down. When was the last time in the previous cycles that the current cycle low dipped below the previous cycle's top? I'm not sure. I think I would have to go back test it, but I'm not sure 100%. I would have to go back test it. See what Stacks is doing. Anything probably going to come back down to the bottom. I was waiting for this short, but I was also waiting for a really good long. I think Bitcoin's about to surprise everyone, and I'm not talking about in a bullish way either. What is Doge at? I haven't looked at Doge. I'm always looking to short Doge. Huge double bottom. So here's another trade you guys could take on Doge, because Doge is about to drop a lot here. We've got a major order block. Well, if Doge could break this wick, Doge is going to drop a lot. That would be a real nice setup, because I don't think Doge is bullish at all. So I would set an alert right here on Doge and wait for the drop. That would be really, really nice. All right. While Bitcoin is just hanging out there, we're going to take a look at CoinGecko, see if we can find anything. The only trending coin right now is Bitcoin, Hyperliquid, and Solana, and they're all red. There's got to be something here. Well, I think River might be coming back. I believe River was bullish when the market was bearish. Correct me if I'm wrong. But River also broke the uptrend too, so there's a possibility River comes. No, this is going to drop. I would set an alert on River, guys, because we are looking for a really big drop on River off of that trend, which could possibly be down to $1 if we end up breaking this area right here. When the bounce and short squeeze comes, do you think it will stop at 77K or 80K? So with that, I would go off the resistance, right? So I'm still looking for Bitcoin to hit this top. We haven't hit it yet. So personally, I see Bitcoin coming down to that 66, maybe coming back up to 85. But I would like to see some point, maybe Bitcoin comes back up to 85. It might not be now, but whatever this is, 85 to 84. Because keep in mind, we already broke out. We just keep on going lower than lower and lower. So whatever this bottom is, I would be expecting 85K, maybe 84.5, maybe even 81, depending on where it is in the trend line, right? So if you're here, you're looking at about 81. If you're here, you're looking at 85. If you're here, you're looking at about 76. So wherever you are in the trend line, and then if we get a breakout on a 4-hour or whatever it is, you pump back up to here, and then I would expect this to be the next major drop. Kind of like how it was at 91K last week. This drop is slower than the other. Well, I think it was kind of doing this too, and then after the 4 hours started really dropping. I'm waiting for my MACD. If my MACD crosses over here in the 4, it's going to be a complete bloodbath. Let's check out Ethereum here. See, Ethereum's almost at the bottom of the channel, which would, for me, indicate a reversal, but it doesn't look like we're going to hold the channel. It looks like Ethereum is going to crash and burn all the way down to this area right here, about 1400. We're bouncing off the bottom of the channel here, but the 4-hour is, wow. Did I say Bitcoin was a good trade? Never mind. Ethereum's a good trade. Holy man, Ethereum's gonna look at how overbought Ethereum is on the 4-hour time frame. Okay, so the 4-hour just closed. There we go. There we go, guys. It's about to be fireworks. We got the cross on our MACD. The KND is pushing right down on Bitcoin. Your blue line is even way under your orange line, which is very bearish. But in the shorter term, we might get a little bit of a fake out here. Let's see. So MACD has crossed over. 8 hours looking pretty bad. Five minutes just ranging. We're really trying to take out this double bottom, right? So we have really, really good support in this area around 74K. And we can see it right here. So if you go to Bitcoin, guys, you can see this support at 74K. Very, very good support. And that brings us all the way down to that 56, 57. Change of character right here around 84K. But again, in the shorter term, I'd be looking at roughly 66.7. Yeah, Ethereum's about to dump, guys. Ethereum is really about to dump. Now, obviously, it's dropping here, but you have a big fair value gap on the 4-hour time frame. So 2,200 should be the top. I see Ethereum coming all the way back down to 1,300, 1,400. A little bit of a retrace at 1,800. All right, now here comes the fun and games, and we are live for it. Hit that like button, guys. Fun and games are about to happen. Again, I say we haven't even dropped yet. This little area right here is not even a drop. We have been crossed over on our MACD here, even in this drop. Now your MACD is crossed, and that is really when we're flipping bearish. Obviously, we've been bearish, but it is about to get fun. Now you just need a little bounce so you can get in. Well, there's a fair value gap right here. So this 4-hour fair value gap being created, you might bounce in this area for a bit and then continue down. But the top in the market right now is going to be about 75.7. I like games. What are we playing? How much money can you make shorting or longing the market? I don't know. Not longing. I will say though, this support is holding up really, really good. Like they're trying to make it look bullish. They're trying to get everybody to long right here. Look at this triple bottom, guys. That is typically very, very bullish, right? A triple bottom at a macro support of 71K. Is it going to 75.7 and then dropping? No. All that means is that this is the top. So it should not go back above 75. Do I think it'll go back to 75? No, not really. Of course, anything's possible. But that would be the top on the fair value gap. I definitely would not be getting out of shorts if that's what you're asking and re-entering. There's not much area. Not much area to hold. We're just waiting for this support to break. Once this 74 breaks, we're about to come down like bricks. Well, my kindergarten scratch is playing out rounded tops. Okay, what is gold doing? I'm going to... So gold is bouncing off the conversion line. Which is rejecting the conversion line. Looks like gold is about to drop pretty heavily here. Well, I guess you did break this trend line on kind of on gold. Man, what is happening with my streaming software? Why does it do that? Okay. So it looks like, guys, we're going to have a pretty big drop on gold. At least down to about double bottom. 4,400, possibly. What is the NASDAQ doing? Or the okay, dropping. So US 100 is dropping. Dropping. We have a double top right here. I said this before, guys. Huge rising wedge on the NASDAQ. And if you don't think the NASDAQ matters, it definitely does. But I'm curious. If I do a video on the NASDAQ, that would be my first video I've ever done. So we're getting a change of character. So really, we need to break right here on the NASDAQ. If we end up breaking 24, guys, we come all the way down to 22.8, 22.5. So after today, guys, I will be rebranding this channel. Obviously, it will be crypto, but you guys see where we're kind of going in the market. Like, doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure it out. I knew we were not going to hold that triple bottom. It just isn't. We're too bearish. Hit that like button if you have not, guys. Let's run up this YouTube live. So here's the thing, guys. Whatever Bitcoin finishes after the session is where I would probably take profit. Because then you're looking at, all right, so we are breaking. Let's see here, 3 days breaking. We already broke our 74, so now we come down to around 60 or even, well, this area. So 49 to about 60K is our next major area, providing we do close below 74.1. Did XRP break yet? I think it's trying to break. XRP's trying to break. Like, this is a very, very bullish structure on XRP. Very bullish. I drew my channel very, very wrong, but essentially that would be your channel, kind of. And then you're looking at Bitcoin breaking this back, or XRP breaking this back testing and coming down. Little bullish dive on the 15-minute. Got a short entry of 74.8. Shortly, you guys should see a red God candle coming up. We're breaking a lot of support. Like, lot of support. We're still in this little channel right here, though, in the shorter term. So make sure you guys are managing your leverage, though, because there will be a lot of wicks down and up in this area. They will be playing back and forth. The question is, can the bulls hold 74K is what a lot of people are going to be trying to figure out. All right, what did Pump Fund do? Drop a lot. Let's see what Pump Fund is doing. Still in the trend. It's bouncing off your trend line, headed to 77. Maybe, but that would be a stretch. For this to head to 77, keep in mind it would have to break this area of resistance right here. So again, guys, I know it looks like Bitcoin's could be bullish and bouncing up, but the big thing is you want to look at that 4-hour time frame. This fair value gap is going to be key resistance right here. So let's say Bitcoin did hypothetically pump all the way up to 75. That is going to be a key area of where Bitcoin could bounce off of and then continue back down. If there was no fair value gap, it would be very easy for this to come back up. But this is just the most bearish indicator pretty much ever. It's a 4-hour dropping, you're into the zero line and your MACD, right? The trend is your friend. So you have a little bit of a fake out there, and then you're coming back down. I don't know. I'm holding short. The thing for me is, as an influencer, guys, I lose out on so much money because I read what you guys are saying, a lot of people, and I'm like, maybe I should get on my short. Maybe I should get on my long. But this time, I'm going fully with my intuition. I am full short all the way, and if it breaks back above, I'm pretty much got a stop loss. Well, all the way at about 79,300. How much leverage should you use? Sometimes I would go 12x or even 10x on Bitcoin. 12x or 10x. Okay, not bad. So I'm up about 40%. I'll show you guys my Bitcoin trade. I calmed down on my high leverage, guys, just because this market is crazy, especially into the New York session. So I'll show you my leverage trade. I like to show people the trades that I'm in. I was going 50 and 60x, but then I realized it is going to get me at some point, especially with the wicks in New York. You can't go that high of leverage into New York. Maybe Tokyo and London, not New York, unless you're going quick scalps. So this is a trade I'm in at the moment. So I'm on a 12x. I'm up $542 USDT. It's not the, oh wait, that's not the trade I'm in. What? That's XRP. Hold on. That was my XRP trade. There we go. So I'm in from 76,400. I'm up about 40%. The fair price 73.87. So that is the trade I'm in at the moment. And I'm going to ride that thing all the way down to 66K, maybe 57. It's going to be my take profit. Yeah, so we break 70K at that point, we're definitely going to continue dropping here. Let's go, fam. Hit that like button if you guys are making money in the community of Beast Limitless Trading. Okay, well, I'm just going to take off this channel for now because that doesn't really matter. Come on, let's break this low right here at 72.8. Where are we even at on our liquidity gaps here? Okay, so we're trying to break this wick right here. Trying to. We break this wick, we're, yeah. I'll take 64K as a profit, but I think it'll go lower for sure. Making money shorting, awesome. Respect the trend. The trend is your friend. I will not long until Bitcoin breaks out of the downtrend. That is my promise to myself moving forward. I think I said this on the live, but I lost hundreds of thousands of dollars this past week on missing opportunity. Not losing, but missing opportunity. So the only time I will not now long Bitcoin is probably in Asia, or if it breaks here, and then I will long. Until then, I'm shorting. So I'll probably be shorting for the next half a year, realistically. I know a lot of people think we're just going to bounce and, you know, we're going to have a pump and whatever. But guys, I can't make this clear enough. We broke the 800 SMA. And this 800 SMA is your bear market. Last time we were below the 800 SMA was 2022. Okay. 2022, we were below the 800 SMA. Did Bitcoin bounce? The answer is no, until it broke out. So really where you're looking at Bitcoin bouncing is when it breaks out. And if you're looking at how low it's been and how long on the 800 SMA, take this from right here to right here, about 500 days. So when we break the 800 SMA, we don't just get a quick bounce. And look, that wasn't even the drop, by the way. We pumped up a bit, and then we had a further drop to whatever that previous low was right there. So as long as you are below this 800 SMA, expect Bitcoin to just sell off in a slower bleed action. And then once we break this channel, then it's really going to be crushing time, because then you're going down to these levels right here. Like if you look at your VRVP, where's the next major area on your VRVP? Around 58 to 57, right? Even around 60K, but in this area. And you can see we're kind of gliding through here. Then we're going to touch 67, 68, and so on and so forth. I will say this is better watching it on YouTube or live on Twitch with you guys than on my own, because I drive myself crazy. Okay, we're about to hit that 72.9. We're getting close. Hit that like button, guys. If you haven't, smash up the like button. Make sure the live is trending. Shout out to everybody. What did I make the thumbnail today? I did make, okay. We're at 73.4. I know a lot of people can't compute this drop. We should be retracing, guys, but that doesn't happen in a bear market. And I'll be saying the same thing when Bitcoin breaks out and is bullish. The best thing to do right now is not thinking you know the market, but to just go with the trend, right? That is it. Let's look at our fib here from the drop. This would be a major bounce area, of course. But if it breaks 73.3, you're looking at these levels and ultimately the bottom of the channel. But if I'm looking at the 4-hour time frame, we are dropping for another 3 hours. So I'm not really worried. You've got that 4-hour dropping for another 3 hours. Your daily is going to close in about 1 hour and 36 minutes. We might range a bit till then. Drop, pump, drop, pump. Solana already broke. So Solana broke the triple bottom. Now you're looking at a very, very heavy drop coming in on Solana. Very, very big drop coming in on Sol. All right. Anything moving in the market? Anything pumping? I'm not talking about, well, Tron is actually pretty stable. TRX. Look at Tron. Oh, Tron is actually looking pretty good here. Tron is hitting resistance. Oh, this would be a good short. Tron could come, this would actually be a good short. Tron could come all the way down to about 25. See, what I like about Tron is that it is very low, so you can put high leverage and kind of just ride it down. Wesley, I'm glad I found you live. Thank you. Appreciate you. We're live multiple times a day. Today, we're going to do the Tokyo session. Oh, wow. We're going to have a Tokyo session. Yesterday, we did the London session live. So make sure you guys all gear up for the Tokyo session live today. I just see Bitcoin ranging here a bit, guys, slowly until we drop. Not much is really happening. You guys know my take profit. You guys know where I'd get out. Not get out, but my take profit on Bitcoin. We're pretty much dropping for another 1 day and 8 hours here. So that's really it, guys. We went over an hour. I don't really have much else to go over. We are bouncing in the shorter term here a bit off that 886, which is good if you're scalp longing, but initially, as long as we're below this 4-hour fair value gap, we are good, which is going to be about 75.7. As long as we are below 75.7, we are rocking and rolling, and then you're looking at a continuation back down. We're going to end the live there, guys. We got our Tokyo session today at 8 to 8:30 p.m. CST. I'm going to remind everybody, set your stop losses in profit, guys. Obviously, the market is a manipulation market. Would I look at Canton? For sure. Let's take a look at Canton. So Canton did break the trend, but Canton is kind of rejecting here. I don't know. The problem with shorting in Canton is it is on an uptrend. The problem with longing it is at resistance. So honestly, what I would be doing on Canton is I would be waiting for Canton to break out of this double top. I wouldn't be shorting Canton. I would not be shorting Canton. What I would be doing is waiting for the double top to break out, and then I'd be looking for long. So I'd be pretty much longing it out of 19.6 because it is on a very, very big uptrend right now. So 19.6 out of that fair value gap, I would definitely be trading it. Well, I'm up 1,700 on my funded account, so I'll show you guys. Remember, guys, funded accounts. It's not too bad. I'm going to show you guys how to get a funded account, guys, in the training. Remember, we're going to do a massive training probably February 21st. So for those of you that are excited how to trade funded accounts and pretty much get prop firms to send you 100 grand, not your own money. Shout out to Wesley, crushing it. Where's my... I don't know. I put it up somewhere. It should show somewhere there. Yeah, so you're pretty much going to range in this area, guys, probably until the 18-hour close below that 4-hour fair value gap. Possibly. We do need to break 72.9 for us to really drop, but you've got macro support here, which is obviously why we are not continually breaking that. We're most likely going to break it, but oh, it's in announcements. I did not mean to do that. I did not mean to do that. So, let's see. So yeah, if you look at the, this is a funded account, guys. This is not my own money. This is a prop firm giving me money, 100 grand. I'm up 1,700 USD. Pretty much when I hit 10,000 on this one, they'll let me cash out 80%. So we're really going to focus on teaching you guys how to get funded accounts, because I'm pretty sure if you only had to spend $1,000 to get 100 grand, you would do it, right? Okay, that's all I got for everybody on the live, guys. Obviously, Bitcoin's going to keep on slowly dropping, but we went over the main stuff. I'll see you guys on the Tokyo Live tonight, and I hope you guys have a wonderful, blessed day. I want to see everybody's wins in the win section, okay? So if you're winning off the shorts, guys, make sure you post your wins, all right? What would happen if Sailor gets margin called? What is his are Are they leveraging? I'm not sure about the MicroStrategy thing. Are they leveraging? I haven't looked too much into it. How, Bulbasaur, what is up? How low do I think Bitcoin will go? 57, 66 in the shorter term. Glasshopper, training was February 7th. No, I'm changing it to the 21st because I hurt my back for didn't do anything, like very bad. And I'm planning on doing something else for the training. So we're actually going to be really going big with the training, guys. So we're going to do it February 21st. I'm going to be doing a whole live and a whiteboard thing and showing you guys. I have a different plan than what I was going to do. So it's going to be February 21st for the training. I want to make sure this is not a quick training and I'm actually giving you guys every single thing. And trust me, you're not missing out on anything right now. The simple thing is just short the tops. So I will announce it that it will be actually February 21st. We're only 3 days away and I don't have a good training setup. I have a training, but not what I want. It's not where I need to be, where I need it to be. And I want to put some advertisements on Facebook and around my local community because this is going to be a really good training. So I hope you guys have a great day. We'll see you on the Tokyo session. Always set your stop losses in profit and protect your capital. Have a good day, guys.